All right, how's it going, everyone? No, it's been a while. I know I say that every fucking time I make a video, but yeah, it has been a while. Been a lot of shit going on in my family. I've been having some health problems that I didn't really know have been going on for a while, and it actually kind of makes a lot of sense in a lot of the things that have been going on with me. Apparently I got some blood work done, and my testosterone levels have decreased significantly in the past few years, and a lot of it's due to the medications that I take nowadays. And it's affected a lot of different things. Like one of the things is my weight gain as of recently. And it's been one of those things where I'm like, I'm always doing everything I can to try to lose weight and shit, and it just seems to keep coming on, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? This never used to happen to me, It's crazy to me. I never used to have much of a problem, losing weight. So, figured that out, and I mean, that's good to know, but it's just a process of trying to figure out what to do with the doctors and, get on testosterone and, hopefully that will bring me back to my old self. That's another thing is, my ambition for making videos and, doing things like that has just been just plummeted because of this. I mean, when you have low testosterone as a guy, it just kills all your ambition. You just don't really have any passion, anymore. You don't really want to do shit. And and I had always wondered about that. It's like, man, what the fuck is going on? Like, because I have always been one of those guys that just has drive for days, And lately I've just, barely been, scraping by. So I'm glad to figure that out. Dealing with a few people, having cancer and tumors and stuff. My neighbor is, someone I've known for years, has terminal cancer, and like she's gonna die, and it's just a matter of time, and it's a fucked up situation. I mean, she's kind of in denial about it, and I don't know how to handle it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm like, fuck, it's a fucked up situation. My sister just got diagnosed with a tumor in her eye, so she's been trying to get that figured out. It hasn't really spread or anything yet. Luckily, she caught it kind of somewhat early on. Worst case scenario, she'd have to lose her eye, which would fucking suck. But, I mean, it's better than dying, I guess. I don't know. My aunt also has colon cancer. She just found this out recently, and the problem is she had symptoms like over a year ago, and nothing was done about it because the doctors were just fucking idiots and didn't refer her to other people who were specialists. And so now they found out that some of it has traveled to her lymph nodes, and she just had 7 inches of her colon removed. And it's just, oh my god, like so much shit all at once. This is all happening all at once too, and it's just like, oh my fucking god. I'm not good at dealing with that kind of I don't know how to, like, I try to comfort people in those types of situations, but I just don't know what to say. I'm like, fuck, like, I don't know. I'm just not good at that kind of shit. And along with the shit that I'm dealing with myself, it's just like, oh, why is everything happening all at once? Everything. That's been the story of my fucking life is everything. If shit's gonna go wrong, everything goes wrong all at once. There's never, you're never able to just, I'm never able to just digest one problem at a time, you know. It's always one thing, and then another, and then another, and then another, and it's a domino effect that never fucking ends. So that's been one of the huge reasons I haven't been making videos or anything. My mind's just been other places, not really giving too much of a fuck about making YouTube videos, to be honest. You know, it's insane too. Like, YouTube is when you're kind of down in the dumps and things are going bad. I mean, YouTube is a hard place to kind of try to bring your spirits up, you know. You know, you get bored and stuff, and it's like, yeah, I'll check YouTube and see if there's anything, you know, fun to watch. And most of the shit you see, most of the shit I see is just stupid ass people fucking talking about Donald Trump, misconstruing everything he says, making him out to be this horrible piece of shit, and then, you know, Hillary Clinton fucking getting by with all of her fucking slimy, dirty, shitty tactics that she uses. And, you know, from my perspective, I feel like America is full of a bunch of sheeps. And this election will kind of tell how stupid America truly is as a collective. Because if Hillary Clinton gets elected over Donald Trump, see, and I need to make this clear, neither one of them are even close to being a good candidate for president whatsoever. But you would have to be fucking absolutely either stupid or just gullible and misinformed as hell to think that Hillary Clinton would ever be a better president or be a better candidate as president than Donald Trump. I mean, neither one of them are worth a shit, really, as it comes to leading the country, I don't believe. But at least Donald Trump is trying to get at some of the real problems that are going on in America, like, you know, immigration. Immigration is a fucking huge, huge part of the problem in America. And why, you know, the welfare system is just out of control. Jobs being lost because there's an influx of people that'll work, you know, for fucking nothing. And, you know, the people that actually need the jobs, the citizens here, the actual citizens that are from America, don't get to reap all these benefits that these fucking random ass people do. And they're criminals. They're literally criminals. They illegally come into the country, and the rest of the country, because America's so stupid about, well, we have to defend everyone. We have to, you know, everyone. We just hug everyone. They'll all be your friends. You know, it makes me sick because people are so, their sense of what's right and wrong in America and what this country should be is so far off base. You know, you have more people will sit there and defend fucking Muslims than they will, you know, their own citizens. You know, the amount of homeless people in America, American citizens, born and raised here, a lot of which have served in military and things like that, are on the fucking streets, and you do not hear a fucking word about these people. Nothing. But people are like up in arms because, you know, someone like Donald Trump doesn't want to take in any Muslim immigrants. For the simple fact, and it's a pretty, you know, pretty smart tactic, that Muslims are completely and utterly incompatible with Western civilization. And it's just a fact. Muslims are not the kind of people that are willing to integrate into Western civilization. They don't care about our values. Matter of fact, most of them hate American Western values. And the illusion that somehow, oh, well, everyone's entitled to do this and we need to just accept everyone. Shut the fuck up. No, we do not. Because that's how you ruin a nation, is by letting in people from all over the place that don't care about our fucking civilization, don't care about the moral collective that we have built off of generations and generations and generations. America was the best country in the world because our moral system was superior to everyone else. And now it's gotten so far that people are so fucking stupid that they're so morally... They want to be so morally superior that they pretend they have to accept everyone. Everyone has to accept everything and everyone, no matter what it is. And, just accept people, and we'll all be brothers and we'll all be friends. It doesn't work like that. That's not reality. Not everyone gets along, and people in the Middle East are so far removed from Western values and Western civilization, and been taught to hate this civilization for so long, that they come to America and they don't want to integrate. They don't want to, become a part of the citizenship. They want to create their own little, religious box within the country. So they create their little in-groups and shit in the country. We already have a problem with that with black people trying to create they're self-segregating themselves nowadays. The fucking in-group preference now is getting out of control. And, it's taken generations for whites and blacks to try to get along and have a good relationship. And now black people are reversing everything and trying to go back into segregating themselves and trying to push themselves up above white people because they feel like, oh, white people have held them back. When in actuality, white people have given fucking the skin off their goddamn backs for black people for generations now. Slavery ended a long fucking time ago, and everyone nowadays is using that one atrocity. By the way, every fucking race, every civilization has had slavery. Black people have enslaved white people in the millions. It's the history that people are taught here in America is that whites are evil. They're the only ones who enslave people, and they enslave blacks, and they treated them horribly and shit like that. When, like I've said before, if you want to really think about it, blacks, these black slaves that were brought to America were already enslaved in their own countries by their own people. And they were brought over from that horrible fucking tyrannical place that they were in, which brought them nothing but grief and misery, torture. And they were brought to America and given somewhat of a fucking life. Even though they were slaves, people think, oh, slave, it was constantly just whipping people and beating them and things like that, when a lot of it was honestly just like, okay, we'll build you your own little houses and shit, and you just do stuff for us. You do the fucking shit we don't want to do. And that ended. And yes, there was terrible things that happened within it, but that has nothing to do with the people that live today. And that's the thing that pisses me off about everything, is that the shit that black people of those days and the shit that white people of those days did to try to eradicate that and fix all of that, to give black people their freedoms and give everything, give them an equal opportunity and a chance to do things, has fallen in on itself. And black people nowadays blame it all on white people, when in actuality, it's themselves that have torn themselves down. And nobody ever wants to fucking say anything about it. Nobody ever wants to talk about it. But white people aren't going into ghettos and shit and pulling, giving black people guns and shit and being like, all right, you guys kill each other, shoot each other constantly. Act like fucking assholes on World Star Hip Hop every fucking day. Be completely illiterate. Don't speak the English language. Don't go to school. Don't educate yourself. That's not how it is. Black people have had their freedom, and they have done what they have done for themselves, which is not much. And now what's happening is they want everything handed to them on a silver platter and don't want to have to show any respect to fucking the people that are having to give the shirt off their back to help these fucking people. And this is the kind of country we live in today, and it disgusts me. It's the shit I see every day, and it's hard to talk about, it's hard to deal with, because you wish you could reach out to people and be like, dude, you've got to go back and actually pay attention to what actually happened in history if you want to do this. Well, in the past, this, who gives a fuck about the past? We're in the present now, and you need to act like you're in the present. And to pretend that somehow black people are still suffering from what happened to black people, back in slavery days is absolute bullshit. It's a cop-out excuse to act like fucking absolute idiots with no sensibilities whatsoever and no responsibility for themselves. And I cannot stand that anymore. I can't stand the way people lie, the way people use, these bullshit emotional tactics to try to, to brainwash people into thinking that the world is one way when it's not. We don't live in a fucking inherently racist society. If anyone is racist, it's black people. Believe me. I mean, oh my God. I used to be one of those people that would, that was all about like, we can't say anything racist. The N-word is off base, we can't act like this. Spend some time on YouTube and talk to some black people, and you'll quickly find that those, inhibitions fly out the fucking door. Because I don't give a fuck anymore. The way I see it, there's black people, there's, the respectable black people that have actually lived their lives not pretending that they're victims of everything and making something of themselves, making what they, making whatever out of whatever they have. You have to respect anyone that does that kind of shit. No matter how, low they are, no matter how privileged they were, if they were able to make something of what they had, you have to have respect for them. And there's those black people, and then there's the niggas, which are on the other side, that don't do anything for themselves, that perpetuate these stereotypes constantly, that black people, the ignorant, gangster, fucking, just thuggish, stupid, ignorant. And you see that on YouTube all the time. It's so infuriating. I mean, people can't fucking spell. They can't write a coherent sentence to save their lives. They call you cracker, honky, all this kind of shit. And they do this revisionist history to try to pretend that white people are the only fucking people that ever did anything bad in this world. When, if you look throughout history, I mean, white people have generally done more for the world and societies and, moralism and everything than pretty much everyone. I mean, there have been terrible things done by white people, of course. I mean, there's terrible shit done by every fucking race possible. But there is so much more of an effort to try to correct those negative things from white people than any other race. Any other race. It doesn't matter what anyone says. I mean, if you have any interest in history, You already know this. I mean, for every shitty atrocity that is done by, you know, in the name of white people, there's 10 different things that have been done that have been revolutionary and that have helped billions of people, done by white people. But all you hear about today is fuck whitey. You know, it's all about, and specifically fuck white men. You know, white women, they're fine because they're females. Oh, we have to go by oppression levels somehow. Nowadays, the most oppressed person in America right now is the white male, because everyone is on the bandwagon of fuck white men. Everything is white men's fault. They're the ones that need to do everything to fix everything, and no one else has to have any sort of, you know, personal responsibility or repercussions or anything like that. And that kind of shit gets perpetuated by people like Hillary Clinton, because she's a skeezy bastard and wants that cheap vote. She wants the vote of the fucking sheep of America. And you can see that anytime she goes up and talks about anything, she's just pandering. She's so disingenuous. And the media tactics to try to paint her as, you know, a better candidate is just absolutely disgusting. She's a fucking criminal. People have died by her hand. She is a fucking criminal. She should be in prison. And yet she's running for president. A position that she is so unqualified to have. It's ridiculous. People can talk about how much Donald Trump is unqualified to have it too. I agree. I don't really agree that either one of them are really that great for the job. But to pretend that Hillary Clinton is a better candidate than Donald Trump instantly turns you into a fucking idiot. Absolute idiot. Because you obviously haven't done the legwork to try to figure out what Hillary Clinton's past is and what kind of person she actually is. You know, reading headlines and, you know, just getting skin deep on everything doesn't really do it. Okay? All anyone has to say about Donald Trump is about business ventures. It's all about his business ventures. Half of the shit that the people bring up about Donald Trump, oh, you know, that one of Donald Trump's clothing lines, you know, were being made by sweatshops in China or whatever. And it's like, well, you know that Donald Trump has, you know, hundreds of different business ventures. Just because his name is on there doesn't mean he oversees it completely. So a lot of these things are just kind of cop-outs to make it seem like he is the one, you know, with the strings on his fingers working everything. And it's like, you know, he has his name on a million different things. Sure, you're going to find some skeezy shit here and there, but it's not him. On the other hand, Hillary is directly responsible for so many heinous fucking things. It's outrageous that anyone would ever want to vote for someone like this. She is a fucking evil, evil person. And this is the kind of world we live in, and this is the kind of shit that we have to deal with every day. If you're even moderately intelligent, you see this shit every day, and it is disheartening. It makes you almost ashamed to be an American nowadays, because it seems as if Americans have gone so far off the fucking rails that they just don't care about reality and the facts of things, the things that really matter. And pandering to black people's, you know, or the niggas' sense of being a victim all the time, the black victimhood thing, that cannot be pushed. It's bullshit. It's proven bullshit. It's not fucking true. The only victim, black people are only victims of the shit that they do to themselves. You know, Black Lives Matter likes to freak the fuck out about cops shooting black people, but the amount of black people being killed by other black people is fucking astronomically more. And there's no outrage for it. And that shows you immediately that these people are just racists. That's all they are. There's no other explanation for it. They fucking know exactly how many deaths there are in black community done by other black people. And you never see any outrage. You never see any black people talking about it. You know, any of these niggly bears, as Tommy Sotomayor would say. I love that. But you know, you'll never see them calling that shit out. But they'll outrage and they'll fucking riot. And of course, there's never any civil, like, there's never any intelligence brought to the forefront about these issues. There's never any, you know, discussion. There's never people trying to get in a court of law and actually discuss these issues. All they want to do is run around and fucking riot and, you know, destroy their own communities. It's just, I mean, it's a reflection of their community. You can see exactly why they're so downtrodden and why they're so disadvantaged by the way they react. You can see it on television live as they react to these things that shouldn't have as much outrage as, you know, their fellow black people being killed by their own fucking people. To me, if white people were killing, if the roles were reversed and white people were killing more white people than blacks were killing white people, I would be freaking out about the white people killing other white people. I'd be like, what the fuck is going on? What the hell? But that's not happening. The amount of blacks killing white people are way more than whites killing blacks too. So once again, you know, every statistic always points to, well, something is wrong within this group. And, you know, nobody else can fix those problems. White people can't, there's not enough that they can hand out to black people to fix these problems. They have to fix them themselves. And people like Hillary Clinton just perpetuate this fucking bullshit. She does not care about fixing any problems, just like Obama does not care about fixing these problems. He wants to perpetuate them. He wants to create more distrust and more, you know, infighting. And it seems like they want to self-destruct this fucking country, and it's just awful. And if you do, it doesn't even take that much research to find this shit out, to figure it out and see it and be like, man, this is fucked up. And the only person that's actually fucking going against this shit, going against this asinine SJW, you know, safe spaces and we have to be nice to everybody, and, you know, this delusion, mass delusion that people have nowadays, he's the only one going against it. You know, you can say what you want about the shit he says, the way he talks, and the way he handles himself and shit like that. That's one thing. But the things that are really tearing apart this nation and destroying America, those things are being perpetuated by people like Hillary Clinton. And for people to vote in someone that is willing to do that kind of shit, to pander to people like that, just to get the vote, you're an idiot. Period. I have no respect for people like that. Once again, you can talk as much shit about Donald Trump as you want. I don't think he's a great person either. I don't think he's a fucking amazing candidate. But he is the best option right now. And that's fucking purely simple. If you want to be one of those people that don't want to vote for anyone, fine. That's totally fine. But if you're one of those people that hates Trump so much that you're willing to vote for someone like fucking Hillary Clinton, you are disgusting. And you need to reevaluate your morals and your, you know, what you know about this country. And if you even care about being an American. And realize what American values are and how important they are and how quickly they're being torn away. This country is devolving so quickly. It's frightening, you know, and, you know, this is not a good time to, you know, have medical problems and shit like that, you know, because you really need to put this kind of stuff out of your mind at these points in time. But someone like me, I can't, because I am genuinely worried about what's going to happen to this country if Hillary Clinton gets elected. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I think it will be the worst thing that will ever happen to America, that has happened yet. She is the devil. She's the fucking devil. She's an awful person. And like I said, I don't think Donald Trump is that great either, but I cannot bring myself to back someone that slimy, that shitty. I mean, just look at the little hate campaigns, the commercials and shit that she's put up about Donald Trump, taking quotes completely out of context. And oh my God, they're so slimy, and it's such an old, shitty tactic. And that's why I'm saying, at the end of this election, we'll really get to see how gullible and how many sheep there are in America. And it's really going to tell if there is hope for America, because right now it doesn't seem like there is. You know, Hillary's leading in the polls, which is disgusting. It's as if people aren't even listening to her, like watching her fucking speeches. She's so disingenuous. She's such a fucking liar. And on top of that, she shouldn't even be able to fucking run. She is a criminal. Anyone else in her position, if they had done any of the things that she's done in her career, they would be in prison. Because she's Hillary Clinton and she has money, she doesn't go to prison. This is the kind of slimy fucking shit that we need to get out of the government. We don't need these people, these establishment whores like Hillary Clinton. That is exactly what we don't need. And for some reason, people think that Donald Trump is an establishment whore. No, he was a part of the establishment, and he knows exactly how fucked up it is, and he wants to change it. I mean, he's a self-made man. He doesn't have money from... He's not bought and owned by other people like Hillary is. She's fully bought and paid for. She is in the pocket of the establishment. She has to do what they say, and she will do what they want. So that's my little rant here. Little update, little rant. I'm so sick of seeing people shit on Donald Trump constantly because, he's an easy target. But, these same people never seem to have shit to say about Hillary Clinton. And there's way, way more to say about that fucking evil bitch than there is about Donald Trump. Believe me. So, do your fucking homework.